1.
I was going to do a turn. He didn't.
10.
Howard.
9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4.
23. 7.
4.
Alphabet.
4. 4.
January.
4. 4. 4. 4. 3. 2. 1. We're live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to
we've been
the
live
Flickering
for a
Torch.
while.
Oh, yeah. I can
Sorry,
tell
have you
by
not
the-
worked out how he does these things yet?
Yeah.
He doesn't wait for us to be ready.
I see it in his eyes.
Look, I tried to give you all a countdown. Where the one would have been I started, you kept saying numbers. That's on you, not on me.
If I hadn't have caught you, you were going to make us live in the middle of an argument. So
No, I was not. I was going to wait for that to... Anyway. Hello,
Speaking of
everyone,
arguments,
and welcome to
much too
Twitch.tv.
high to be believable.
No! Hello, everyone, and welcome to Twitch.tv/FlickeringTorch and our lovely Wednesday night game of Forbidden Lands known as the Sundered Realms. I'm your
Forbidden
host-
Lands.
Very light-hearted game.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm your host.
It's okay.
I'm your host, the Flickering Torch. Hello. And I will now introduce my wonderful guests. One of them keeps flickering out green, and I don't know why, but I'm just going to power through. We will start with the wonderful in the corner, ModKing09. Please introduce yourself, where people can find you on the internet, what you do, and also, can you give us the appropriate pose to pull when a delivery driver needs to take a picture of you as receipt that you have received a package, please.
And I've returned drunkenly home and don't remember it the next morning, yeah?
I was always at home.
Okay.
So,
He never left
Scroll
home.
through
He just
your
decided he
gallery.
wanted to
Yeah.
do it.
So, I am ModKing09. You can follow me over on Twitter at ModKing09 and on Twitch at ModKing Gaming. I was going to start streaming and then my life exploded because I am working on some game projects, which hopefully should see the light of day before December if things go well. And the pose that I'd make would be a...
you need to. I think you need to stand up and because
Oh,
missing,
yeah, no, it's-
we're missing
Where's the
front.
bag that you're?
Needs
Where's
to be
the
a bit higher,
bag?
a
It's in
little
this
higher.
hand. Okay.
That's a good pose.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
good pose. Right. We will now jump over to the wonderful, the sweetest, everyone's favourite member of my cast. My friend down there, Mr. Uninformed RPG himself. Jordan, please tell the people where you're from, where you come from, and also can you show us the perfect pose in which to show a delivery driver to show that you have received the package, please.
Yes, I will definitely do that then. I am Uninformed RPG on YouTube and on Twitter at Uninformed RPG. Those are the places where you can find me on the internet. And for the perfect pose, I believe that the best pose and the only pose you ever need to do is to place the food down, like on the floor, and then do the full like Will Smith where you just...
Oh, that's strong. That's a strong pose.
You have to pretend that the food is Will Smith's wife.
Yeah. What? So you're gonna let other people fuck the food, and then you're both gonna sit behind a table
I would
and
do no such
explain-
thing to Will Smith's
Whoa.
wife. Why would you go there?
Whoa.
This was like a
Benjamin.
whole thing of drama
Whoa.
that they had, like very
This was it.
recently.
Yeah.
This is like a solid meme now.
No, it wasn't really drama. It's everyone else being like, "Oh my god, they have an open relationship," and
He
then
was
just being
crying.
like, "Yeah, whatever."
That man was crying.
It was. Whatever.
So, Nathan.
No, I've made the stream controversial. I'm sorry.
The stream needs to
No,
get controversial.
that was all Ben.
We've got to
That was
breed
not
the
you.
controversy. Nathan! Please introduce yourself and give us your perfect delivery pose, sir.
As Ben keeps calling me, I am Nathan.
Nathan!
I'm Cernade on the internet. You can find me over on twitch.tv/Cernade, which we are back, baby! Finally back after a long hiatus. Streamed Monday just gone. Played some very good Destiny and had a really good, nice little catch up with my viewers. It was really, really nice to get back into it. And yeah, it should be recurring now. I've got over the obstacle of getting back. So we're here. That's it. The ball is rolling. Hopefully we'll get Ben on next week.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I'm a
Yeah.
busy guy.
If all if the planets align, if Neptune shakes hands with Mercury and Pluto stays where it is, everything should be okay.
Have you ever got an astrological chart done? It's really fucking confusing. I got
don't know
one
anything
done
about
this
it.
weekend. Awful. It's just like it basically looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. I don't know what to do with it.
It's real weird.
It was like a bunch of triangles overlapping on a circle with like branches going off, and then a bunch of like.
Sounds really
symbols.
cool.
I mean,
I have to
just
say,
right,
Nathan,
something
your
like
house
Zodiac.
be
All you
careful.
really, all you really need to make note of is your big three, so that you can have those conversations on Twitter. Really, that's it. You
Yeah,
need
that's
your
what I
sun,
was-
your moon, and your ascending.
That's what I was trying to do, but I couldn't read the Enigma code-esque puzzle that was laid out in front of me by astrology.com. So I gave up.
I would be careful, Nathan, though, because if you're having Ben on your stream, there will probably be something dodgy involving Uranus. So
Yes, almost always. Before and after the stream as well.
Yeah, midway through, all of it, all the time. Love you, baby.
astrology joke.
What's your perfect?
What makes it dodgy though?
We
See, I think we're getting into realms of inappropriateness when we start calling all things involving
Oh no,
Uranus
not all
dodgy.
things. These
I mean,
specific things.
The planet
What
is
he
fine
plans
the
to
way it
do.
is. The planet can do whatever the
We
heck it
get
wants to
a
do
model
without
of the
us
planet.
judging it.
And then you don't want to know.
Take a run up.
You
Turn
don't
it
wanna
into
know.
a miniature painting stream.
we paint a Bob Ross with that motherfucker.
All planets are valid.
All apart from Pluto, because that's not a planet anymore. More controversy on the stream. What is your perfect delivery driver pose, Nathan?
Oh,
Oh no! What is he doing?
We love to see it. We love
Like
to
that.
see it.
yeah.
I just imagine you doing that and asking the delivery driver to wait while you drag your office chair to the front door.
No, I have a separate one for the front door just for that.
Front door office chair.
Basically, my thought is if you're gonna do it, try and get something out of it. You know, albeit if it's free food or company for the night. Yeah. Someone to chat with, play some games with for the night. You know, maybe that's their last delivery. Maybe they're going home to an empty house. Maybe they'll appreciate being invited in. You know, share my food. I'll make you a cup of tea. We'll complete Mario Brothers together. You don't know people's situation.
Nathan, everybody,
That
always
was
managing
far
to turn
more
things.
heartwarming than I thought you were going to make that.
You know,
You
My
never know
heart
with
has
Nate.
been warmed.
yeah, you really don't.
Maybe sing to some Michael Jackson.
Yeah, maybe.
And
Maybe.
finally, the enigmatic, the person who's classically wrong about the difference between a sandwich and a wrap, the wonderful Morgan from Tempest TT Games. Morgan, please explain to the folks at home where we can find you, what you do, and give us your perfect delivery driver pose, please. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Morgan, aka Tempest. My pronouns are they and them, and I am all over the internet as Tempest TT Games. That's 3 T's in the middle. And on Twitch, I have a channel where I do live world building and board game and TTRPG design content, and occasionally some actual plays
Jenga
on
skills
Monday
as well.
evenings. Yes, I'm an excellent, expert Jenga player. Yep, as everyone discovered over the last few weeks, I got exactly one pull in before it fell this week, which was equal amusing and disappointing. Yeah. Right, my favorite. See, now I've actually had this happen to me recently. The delivery driver got to my house apparently earlier than he wanted his company to know, so he made me wait like a full 30 seconds before taking the picture, and I'm stood there with the box in my hand like this, thinking, what the fuck do I do? Going into a panic. Oh my god, he's gonna take a photograph and I have time to think about it. Shit. And I was leaning against the door jamb, just kind of doing like a sassy, I don't give a shit kind of look.
That's far more embarrassing than my drunk smile, frankly. The fact that I imagine you were like, can you take it in black and white, please?
Sorry, I need to check the lighting first.
Get my best angle while I hold this package, please.
Hang on.
Was it good food? Was it like?
Yeah, that's the question. What's the
Yeah.
takeaway, Morgan?
It wasn't even food. It was I can't remember what it was that got delivered, but it was something I'd bought
Drugs.
that wasn't. Yeah,
Hard drugs.
might
I
have
love
been.
it. I love it.
Might have been.
I'm curious as to under what working paradigms was this driver worried he'd deliver something 30
I have
seconds
no
too early?
idea.
Oh no, the boss will find
was
out I'm
so
too
confused.
efficient. Oh no.
Get to work more. I agree with that. There you go.
Yeah.
You're doing good. We should up your workload.
Or perhaps he needed people to sign for packages and was just not waiting the correct amount of time when they said they would be in. He might genuinely be a bad delivery driver.
Well, the window I was given for it was starting at 12:30. So I mean, he was technically within the window. I don't know. Weird stuff.
I totally think he fucking trolled you. I think you got fully trolled by this guy.
Yeah.
How long could I make them wait?
That would be. Do you know what? This is a good point. If I ever worked a delivery job where we had to take photos of the packages, this would be a fun game between me and my coworkers.
Yeah.
Make them wait 30 seconds and see what they come up with. And whoever shows up back at the depot with the best photograph wins.
Yeah. Wins all the stolen packages.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
He's just stood at the
All
door
the
like...
broken packages.
All the broken stuff, yeah.
He's just stood at the door like, I'm really sorry, my manager says I need to take a photo of you and also you need to make me look like you hate me? I don't know, that's the...
Put a spoon
And now
on
can
you.
you make me, again, just to confirm for the online form, make it look like you love me? Yeah.
Like my father never did.
Smile less, smile more. Thanks. Honestly, when I got that dessert delivered, if the fucking driver had tried that shit, I'd have fucking go along with it. I was not sober
When he
that
was,
was taken.
when he was taking a picture of you, what was going through your mind?
He was like, I need to take a picture of you of the delivery, and I was already holding the delivery, so I was like, so you're taking a picture of me? I don't want to look miserable.
Yeah, I've just received dessert.
But I also know, like, and then I was like silent, and I was like, what am I doing with my other hand again?
If anyone's watching and you haven't seen the picture,
Just
go to Ben's Twitter and have a look at it, because it's
pretty
the
good.
definition
Yeah,
of
it's real
an
good.
awkward
It's real
delivery
good.
photo.
I did
Also,
open it
he's
one morning.
like-
I was like, that's
He's
brilliant.
taken it from a super weird angle, so my torso looks like this big and my legs look like this big. Like, it's such a
You look
crazy
really out of
photo.
proportion.
You
yeah.
kind of look like you're like hunched a little bit like this.
Like a little goblin man.
I want me cake.
I
I like cake.
It's cheesecake. I love cheesecake.
I was eating and I just looked back up to the screen to see Nathan in that pose.
I
Right.
love a little bit of cheesecake.
Should we get to the role playing part of this role playing game show?
Oh, you haven't introduced
I
yourself.
got
You
really
have to
good,
tell
don't
us what your favorite
Yeah.
pose is.
Give me 2 seconds, dear viewer.
Yeah, what's your favorite pose?
What is my favorite? Well, I'm Ben from the Flickering Torch, obviously. Literally give me 2 seconds, viewer. I'll show you my favorite pose.
Are you gonna put it on the screen, please?
Oh,
Dear
absolutely.
God, put it on the screen.
Oh, Ben, quick
Please.
shout out to the place you ordered from as well. Clearly good enough to warrant you getting a thumbs up from them.
I mean, yeah, I got delivered fast enough. This is the pose I would do, everyone. This right
I'll be in
here.
dice tray.
No, just on the stream for everyone there. This is the pose. This is the infamous
Yes!
photo that we're all trolling.
Yes.
There you go.
It doesn't even look
There
like
you
you.
go. Just what the fuck is wrong with my torso in this whole situation? So many questions. Right. Right.
You're
So
working-
out of proportion,
you
it hurts.
You look so drunk as well. Like
I wasn't
you
sober.
yeah.
How long did it take you to get back up the stairs with the imbalance that was that dessert bag?
You know what? We paused Tenacious D in the Pick of Destiny because I was watching. I was getting drunk with a friend. I'm not just lonely getting drunk by myself. We were
No.
getting drunk.
Not
and
that day,
doing
at least.
a full like sing along of Tenacious D, and we were like, "Fuck, we should get some dessert." And so we ordered some dessert, and I went down, and then I just came up and I was like, "I think the delivery guy's just taking a really dumb photo of me." Not expecting, obviously, to receive the photo. So we had a good laugh, finished the film, and then I woke up the next day, checked my phone, and it was like, Uber, new notification, receipt of your delivery. It's just my fucking dumb face. And I was like, oh my god, why did I let a man take a photo of me? That lives on his phone now. He's probably showing
Yeah.
other people that.
I've had many weekend nights where I've thought, why have I let that man take a photo of me? It's no big deal.
I did not charge enough for that.
You did.
There's a few, few I'd rather not have been taken of me as well around somewhere.
I'll tell you
I
what,
don't know
there's a photo that's floating around my university SU social media page of me. I don't remember it being taken. I'm not going to lie to you.
I keep going.
I remember being out
I
that
don't
night,
remember.
and I remember there being someone walking around with a camera. But I don't remember them taking that picture of me.
I'm going to need,
But I
I need
swear
a vivid description or a link.
Maybe later, Nathan. I don't want to.
Okay, let's actually move on to the role-playing game part of this role-playing game show, shall we?
Yes.
We are playing Forbidden Lands in a custom setting known as the Sundered Realms. It's essentially a planet that was cracked into fragments due to some magic mishap that happened. All of our players are living on one of the fragments, which is essentially like scorched by the sun, and it's just covered in like black pebbled sand, which people need to like ride across on a giant silt sea. Sorcerer's Channel, basically there's a giant magical bubble set around the whole world to keep the atmosphere in, that's called the Maelstrom. That's what you can see below us, all around us. That's what the Maelstrom looks like in the background. That these sorcerers channel in order to cast their magic spells, because magic has kind of seeped all into that barrier. The most powerful of these are known as the Sovereigns, and they rule like despot dictators over parts of the fragment. Also a thing to note, all of the metal in the world that wasn't heavily magically warded has been transmuted into giant chains, basically to chain all of the planet back together so people don't drift off into space. So you will very rarely see metal, and when you see it, that means someone is incredibly rich and incredibly powerful. All of our heroes have lived on the realms for their whole lives. I will jump... Sorry, I just received a very funny message. I will jump to each player, and they can now introduce their character. Also, can you let people know a little bit about your kin, which is the Forbidden Lands version of races? We will jump first to Mod King 09. Please introduce Nurk Honest Tooth to the people.
Yep, I am Nurk Honest Tooth. I am a gnoll, like a hyena person, very hunched, elderly. I'm a peddler. I am not a fighter, so I like to try and talk my way out of things, or randomly beat a drum at a blind worm and choose to make myself the target. Yeah, and I try and be the voice of very wrong reason in this world, is how himself.
That's, fairly accurate. Gnolls are about as common as humans on fragments, is another thing to note. So you should be seeing a lot of them. We will jump over to Uninformed RPG down there, and he can introduce to us Artigan Windwalker, who's our Jabari character. Please tell us a little bit about your character and also the kin that they are.
Yes, Artigan Windwalker. He is a Jabari Druid. Jabari in this world are a race not dissimilar to humans, with a very sort of pale albino-like complexion, but they've also got accented these very deep red crystals embedded in their skin from essentially willpower crystals, which are a magical item within the world. And because of this complexion, Jabari are normally hunted quite violently and extensively. So Artigan is a character who's been on the run for most of his life, a bit wary of a fight, not really one to throw himself into a frame or one to try and get out of there. Being a druid as well, he's very much a practitioner of the arcane. His magic comes from the nature around him, or more specifically, killing the nature around him. Quite ominous, but
draining a magical force from living creatures in order to cast
very
what druids
much
are like in this setting. We will jump now over to Stratis.
Stratis.
That's really close. That's
Was
really
it?
close. You should be proud of yourself.
Thank you, buddy. Please explain a bit about your character and also the kin they are part of.
So, I play Stratis, who is a Krilli sorcerer. The Krilli are a sort of bug-like kin with gray skin and big eyes. I particularly see Stratis as being this kind of real stick-like kind of character, very thin, very shy. They're a blood sorcerer, and so they're a bit afraid of everything. But if they get in just the right kind of fray, they come out of their shell and they do some pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, also a very quick thing to note about Acryli is they used to be part of this hive mind, so they all used to have one thought. But when the magical barrier was put up, the one thought, which is what they called their original hive mind, ceased to be. And Sratis, every time they cast a very powerful blood magic related spell, gets echoes of the voice of the one thought through the Maelstrom. We will also hop over now to our final player character, which is Oddle Ironheart, who is the
Oddle Ironheart.
Please explain a little bit about your kin and your character.
Yeah. So, as Ben said, I'm playing Oddle Ironheart. I'm a very, very, very old, grumpy dwarf. The cool thing about dwarves in this setting is that they're very rare. So we've kind of, I don't know, died off, I guess. Not really ideal living conditions for us. But because metal is such a rare resource in this setting, the dwarves are often well sought after / hunted down. Because if someone very rich does have metal, they need a dwarf to actually make use of it. So that's quite interesting. That's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to play it. My character in particular, Oddle, as I said, is very, very old. He was a few years old when the Sundering happened. He's been around. And he's got a borderline addiction to getting some metal. That's fun.
Borderline is probably understatement, considering you fought an undead dragon in order to try and get some.
True.
When you were like starving and had no equipment.
True.
You almost killed
Came close though.
It was pretty ballsy though.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. Right, so who for an extra XP this session would like to
We need to start harmonizing.
We'll have a whole chorus climb at the end. Sorry, someone redeemed the points for doing the chant live.
That was me.
Who would like to spend the XP? Who would like to gain 1 free XP by explaining what happened last time?
Take a crack at it.
Go for it.
So we started off at observing the sand skiff that we saw on the port of not Casimir, whatever the town was. Kavasar. I forgot the name of it. But yeah, we were all watching the sand skiff. We'd seen the undead guard that this ship had, and basically deduced through Nurk's keen eye and some other experimentation, shall I call it, that it was basically just an enchanted torch. There was no actual living presence. We walked up a gangplank. Artigan got burnt quite horribly, and we stole said ship. And yeah, then we got chased by the city guard through the desert. It was going really well as well. We had our best pilot on the ship and our best scout watching out for trouble, which meant that we had absolutely no issues whatsoever. And it only took us 4 hours to become completely beached and completely unable to move, and then attacked by a giant worm, which was definitely easy to take down. It didn't almost kill all of us, but then Oddle did something that was just so... I'm not even going to stop pretending. It was bloody reckless, but it worked. He just fucking killed it in one hit.
Single-handedly brought down an entire worm.
Because he has a habit of just charging at shit that shouldn't work and just doing it. And you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I'm going to point out he exerted himself so much into the one axe blow that not only did his axe shatter, he ripped every muscle in his arm and collapsed to the ground dead after. Well, not dead, unconscious afterwards. That could have gone fucking awfully.
Yes. And also during that fight, I'll just backtrack slightly. Obviously, Nurk drew the attention of said blind giant worm by deciding to distract it with a drum.
Yeah.
And also, speaking of drums, we ended, I believe, with us uncovering the tomb of a dwarven druid named Raman. I've got the name written down, or somebody like that.
I believe.
And there were various artifacts that we found there. One of which was another drum, which Artigan identified to be magical, but Nurk still couldn't resist having a go on.
Oh, that is actually where we're
that's
beginning.
exactly where we pick up.
So
Was it Raman or was it pronounced Ramahan?
Was that an
No?
XP worthy
Man.
summary for you,
you
Ben?
may have an XP.
I thought
I'm
it was
Black
pronounced
Rose.
that.
Thank you for becoming a follower. So that is where we shall begin, everyone. Drumming on the little drum. So immediately, what happens is, so if we remember the scene, we're in the bottom of this kind of temple that's kind of open to the elements now. We can see the Maelstrom moodily brooding overhead as you pick out this painted drum from the tomb of this did we say dwarven? Yeah, this dwarven druid. And as you give it a quick rap, you notice things that you didn't quite see before, but fragments of a willpower crystal that were left in the bottom of there.
1 second,
Basically, instantly light up and are spent. Right? So, instantly, willpower has been expended into this drum. And as you do that, I'm going to need everyone.
Can I ask a quick setting question? Because I don't know if
Yeah.
I have it right. Was everybody in this tomb, or was it just Artigan and Nurk?
I believe everyone came into the tomb afterwards because Hoddle was resting up before you pried open the tomb, right?
Yeah, I mean, my character sheet, I'm completely rested. So I assume I rested.
I think you all
Yeah,
got
we
dragged
all
in and
did,
then you
so.
searched the tomb, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
Which is a good thing, because we might need all of those regained stat points about now.
So, right, instantly the ground starts violently shaking. Can you give me a 3 BA roll, please, Nurk?
Okay.
You're
Specifically,
accidentally casting a spell.
Sounds like me. 3BA.
Oh, fuck.
Kill you if this
Magic
goes wrong, Nurk. I'm
mishap.
actually going to kill you.
Magic
Yes!
mishap.
Hell yeah.
Series, everyone. Right, I'm going to need you to give me a 2d6 roll, but also put -NS so it doesn't sort them, please.
God,
Roll 2d6 dash NS.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe so.
Let's hope I've typed that out right.
That work? 65. Fucking hell, that's
Fuck.
sorry, anyone got to hand the magic mishap table? 119.
I know that 65 is one below the max you can roll on the magic mishap
Yeah,
table.
and the higher it gets, the worse it is. I believe
This isn't a
it's
critical
119.
injury, is it?
No,
Nope, it's a magic mishap. They are slightly
I
different.
don't have the table, unfortunately, Ben. No,
I'm
sorry.
almost there. I'm almost there. Give me a sec, folks. This, my
Too
friends, is the magic mishap table. It has such wonderful things as the spell suddenly makes you very thirsty, and also your magic rips open a rift into another dimension. A demon pulls you through, and your character is basically wiped from the face of the earth. It took me a second.
Took you more than a second.
My friends.
2 full minutes.
66 means his character is irrevocably out of the campaign, but 65, the spell backfires, and an offensive spell affects you instead of the intended target. A protective or healing spell wounds instead of healing. A shape-shifting spell goes horribly, and you become a dumb animal. A summoned undead demon or illusion turns against you. The GM specifies details. So, what you just cast there was Earthquake. So what I'm going to say is, instead of the whole party getting inflicted with the earthquake damage, only you do, but you get all of it. So, it would have been... He's caused an earthquake in his very being. It's basically what happens. All your bones start violently shaking inside of you. I'll let you
Why
roll...
was you casting Earthquake anyway?
That's what the drum does. It casts Earthquake.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. Once per day, if you spend a willpower, you can cast Earthquake.
Oh, I should tick off that willpower.
No, the spell was there was
Oh,
fragments
from
of
the-
willpower crystal.
Yeah.
You're good. Please roll me. So how much would have that would have been 3 it would have been 12 d6. So if you do
No,
Roll
no.
12 BA. Any of those that come up successes are damage to you, my friend. I'm very
Roll
sorry.
12 BA.
Yes. Oh, could have been so
Ah.
much worse.
That's only 3 damage. Take 3 damage to strength. As all of your bones violently shake in your body as you, like, drum on this thing, you notice that, like, the spell, because obviously it's been sat in this tomb for so long, it's dusty, it's not been used, it's not fine-tuned to you yet, violently causes an earthquake, cracking up your arm.
So, Ben, when you take your max attribute, so say if my strength was 2 and then I've took 1 over, that's a critical injury, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a critical injury, my guy. Awesome!
Yeah,
you
time
get-
to roll
He
a
gets to use
critical
the
injury.
lucky talent.
Let's say that this is blunt force trauma, because violently shaking sounds like blunt force trauma to me. So, when a player takes 1 over their threshold for damage, they roll on a wonderful critical injuries table. So, please, again, just as you did with the spell mishap, roll that same roll for me there.
This went wrong very quickly.
65! Fuck!
I am going to use my lucky talent.
Yeah, you should, because I'm just going to point out 65 is Crushed Skull, your adventure and life ends here. So you should probably...
Yeah, I'm going to
How have you rolled
use...
2 65s in a row?
Yeah, I'm going to hope that if I... So I can re-roll it once
Yep.
and then reverse it if need be.
32 is not that bad. 32 is not that bad.
Wait.
you wanna reverse that?
Yeah, so make that a 23. Go for it.
Okay, so basically what happens is the fingers that are touching the drum all instantly shatter. You now have broken fingers. 2-handed weapons, you just straight up can't use them for... Can you give me a d6 roll, please? Just 1. 2 days, any 2-handed weapons you can no longer use. You've shattered all of the bones in one finger. In one hand, sorry. All of the finger bones in one hand. Right, that's... Yeah, that's what that fucking... that's what that does. So that's... Yeah, I think that's our first critical injury, and it was self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that is a drum that once per quarter day can cast Earthquake. You have to roll as usual. It's basically an Earthquake spell. Anyone can use it in the party, though. It has to be magical. It costs the same amount of willpower.
So you guys just see me rap and then go, fuck! And just drop the drum at my feet for a second, be like, fucking thing's magical. I like it. And that really hurt.
I'm going to pick it up and hit the drum.
Nothing happens, doesn't it?
Unless you're spending
Oh,
willpower.
yeah.
I don't think.
No,
Once per quarter.
I just pick it up and hit the drum. That's it.
It just bangs like a regular drum. It's only once per quarter day the Earthquake cast.
Huddle.
Cast.
And then throw the drum back onto him on the floor.
Yeah, I just put it in my knapsack. I'm like, I'm going to keep hold of that. I have use. Ow!
You just nearly killed me. I like it.
You, I like it. Like the pain.
You're like
You're not
unconscious
having
on the
much-
floor. Your hand's still broken, right? Because you...
Yeah.
Yeah. Your friend's unconscious.
Yeah.
Can I run over and try and heal him?
Yeah, sure. Give me a medicine roll, I guess.
Can I run over and elbow Artigan really quick as he's preparing to cast a
I
spell?
thought you
and
were
be like,
dropping the people's elbow on.
"No,
Hello?
it'll be
Yes.
easier to take his eye while he's unconscious."
I look at Hoddle, who's...
I walked off.
Oh, you walked off?
I played the drum, threw it onto him. I'm like, I huffed. As in, you're weak. And I walked off.
Your characters don't see this, but if because this is like a movie, right? If you looked into the Maelstrom right now, you would see like the silhouette of the druidic woman with no eyes, just staring down at the sea as Stratis says that. You're remembering the power she already bestowed upon you, and you can imagine what power could come from this one sacrifice of an eye. He's unconscious. He probably doesn't know that he still has both of his eyes.
Right? I mean, we could just blame it on the drum.
Blame it on the boogie.
The clay pot that the woman gave you hangs heavy in your robes as this is being said.
You seem to be learning some evil ways in this land. And I'm not gonna lie,
Bye.
I like it. And I wink at them. And I still have the obsidian throwing knife from Claret.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull. I guess I have nothing in terms of healing supplies. But
No.
Dude, it's fucking eye.
fuck it, I'm doing it. You know what I'm doing, Ben. I don't need to describe it to you.
Can you give me a medicine check, please?
Yeah, absolutely, I can. It's a it's a healing check, but this is definitely not healing.
Yeah, I mean you're not healing. But yeah, a healing roll for a.
I
You need
didn't
to
add
do
the roll. I am too
yeah.
excited to add roll.
Holy shit! You're finally taking his eye.
It's been like 2 sessions. What do you mean finally?
Yeah, but it's been like
2
2 weeks.
successes. I'm gonna try and push it for more.
Nice.
You want
Are
to push
you?
it for more?
3 successes.
Right.
Whoa!
So, you so skillfully remove the eye from the unconscious Knoll that it looks almost artistic in the kind of hand movements you make. You very softly open his eyelid. You see it all exposed, rolled back in his head. You realise now that the shock has fully put him out, so you're not going to need anesthetic or anything. You prise the knife just under the lid, snip the optical cord, and manage to just kind of like push it out and instantly catch it in the little earthen jar, in which basically you were told to by the druid. As it enters the jar and you pop the cork on the top, there is a rumble and a thunder strike outside on basically the deck of your sand skiff that you managed to pull out last time. And you can see the silhouette there now of the fortune teller stood holding the bar of your ship as the Maelstrom broods behind her.
There we go.
Sorry.
She reaches one hand out and seems
I mean, it
to
was the
step
other
in
one.
closer.
It was the other one.
Wrong eye.
This is my actual blind eye, so it has to be this one.
Oh, okay.
Am I
she's
cursed in
actually
all
dead,
realities to lose an eye?
Are you saying she's actually there, Ben?
Yep.
Well, go on. I'll handle it from here. Don't worry. And they'll sort of like, say a little too loudly, "Wow, he's really out."
See what you can do about his hand. If he wakes.
Uh,
Take care of him.
okay. Hmm.
So I look. So am I the only?
They like
I mean,
poke the hand.
like, ooh, sweetie. So am I the only? Well, can we both see her?
Oh yeah, she's
Me and
visibly
Shitty.
there.
I look around, see where Hoddle is. Is he not?
Where
I
is
was kind
he?
of like, I kind of like walked off and was like looking down any like crevices or passages and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I
you're
kinda-
noticing like there's some alcoves with some like dusty like scrolls of poetry and stuff kind of hidden away. You imagine that this druid poet was quite famous in his time, and this is like his collected works that have been buried with him, like copies of his collected works. Dwarven
Yeah,
though, so I mean you might be interested in a few of them. But yeah, Hoddle's kind of looking down around in the tomb. So Hoddle's not directly looking at Vanka, who's now stood beckoning you. You notice a bunch of birds have now also flocked around your sand skiff.
I walk up slowly, and then I guess up onto the ship so that we're away from the edge and actually face to face.
Very sneaky, she says.
Well, you could say I've been making sneaky friends,
Duh.
but
Let
seems
me
like
see the eye of your former friend.
well. Let's start by saying that I am not familiar with this being a component for any magic that you and I practice. I was wondering if, in return for it, you would indulge me. What can you What can you tell me about what you need with it?
It is an interesting spell. You are aware of how we cast our magics?
Indeed I am. We destroy the world around us.
But only a certain region can we suck the life energy out. The spell I'm working on is an amplifier to the range of my powers. Perhaps a whole city? That is the kind of power where you can take on the Sovereign of Kavasar.
It most definitely is.
This is not the only component, though it is the most specific. I divined it with some runes, when actually divined of your presence.
Those words sound awfully mutinous. Speaking of the Sovereign as like that.
Are we all not players in the game of power? I just seek more.
Well, considering I have been a pawn in your game, where do I fit now into this game of power?
Ah, you have become my willing disciple. She reaches into a pocket and she brings out what looks like, I don't know if you've ever seen like Sumerian clay tablets, but they're like clay tablets that you could used to be like you were able to like fire them to keep a message in, and then have another layer of clay around it and fire that and crack them. So it's kind of like a clay tablet that's got like magical inscriptions on the front, but you've seen them before. You crack them and it casts an inner spell. What you've never seen is them made and also encrusted. And when I say encrusted, I mean like really finely on the points of all the magical sigils. Like tiny fragments of willpower crystal have been placed in all the like super magically important parts. Like this is in and of itself a treasure that could buy you a fleet.
Artigan, like, especially seeing the crystals adorning it, he visibly, like, his right hand starts to shudder, and he kind of clenches his fist beside it. But he's like, it's a feeling of like want, desire that he hasn't felt in a little while. Well,
That eye to you is useless. This clay tablet to me is. We trade useless things to ourselves, but very important to the other person.
most certainly. May I? And I hold out my hand for the tablet, just to see if she'll let me like place my hand on it.
Yeah. She'll let you place your hand on it.
I'm asking the obvious question, can I sense if it's magical?
It's really magical. Like it's you didn't ever touch the drum, did you?
No.
You touched the staves though. It's like a different ballpark of magic item right now.
What would I be able to do with this?
Learn.
That is all we really need in life.
One could say.
Power gets you nothing without knowledge at the end of the day. I will give you this on the condition that you then let us all leave.
Oh, my friend.
Let us all go on our journey together.
You may go on your journey. I may have use of you later. You are a useful tool for someone who can't get their hands so quickly dirty. She offers a hand out to take the clay jar with Nook's iron.
Very much like in a way of we're both holding onto the tablet. I like place the pot in her hand and keep my hand on it, and I say, "We go our separate ways for now."
For now.
Very well. Now, if you'll excuse me.
She releases the tablet and takes the jar.
Yep. If you'll excuse me, I must go tend to my friend.
As you're about to go, she like puts one of those old crone hands on kind of like your chin, and as you do that, you notice like all of her skin starts to like bubble and morph and shape change into like a much younger, much like more physically intimidating woman. Like she's now muscular. Her blind eyes kind of are filling, but they're not filling like just as regular eyes. You're seeing like cat eyes in some light, but when the maelstrom cracks, you're seeing like those kind of like snake eyes. Like basically, as the maelstrom cracks around her, her eyes are constantly changing like their composition. And as she kind of caresses your chin, she brings you in, kisses your cheek, and you feel a spell be cast, and she's gone.
Artigan just sort of stands. He stands there for a second, still with the tablet in his hands. I'm guessing it's not very big. It's how big is it? Would you say?
No, it's like this big, essentially.
Oh, not very big at all then. Yeah, he like looks at it, like turns it over a few times. Then he pops it inside his cloak, and finds he's still got one of those like what do you call them? Those leaves, they're like moisture, like hydration leaves on him. And he finds one of them, and he heads back towards Stratis and Nurk in the tomb.
Cool. There's just a few dead birds now, just scattered on your ship, just BT dubs. Obviously,
while he goes, if there are any to take, he'll take a couple of bird claws as well.
Cool. You can take some bird claws. That's fine. Yep. You kind of go back down. Stratis, you saw the whole confrontation happen, but you didn't actually see, like, you couldn't hear anything. So you saw, like, the kiss and the instant flash of energy. Vanka's gone. You saw a trade of something. Oddle, you were looking at papers. You found a really good dwarven drinking song.
Well, as he's going back into the cavern, just hear me going, "Ha! This one is about ladies."
Very good. And found anything else? Oh, sorry. Stratis,
sorry. Yeah. So you find Stratis sort of like squatted down next to Nurk and like picking up a finger and sort of wiggling it a bit, like in some like half-assed attempt at like, you know, making sure the bones are all lined up, and then just letting it flop back to the ground again. And they just sort of look at you, you know, hand held up by the middle finger, and go, "What did you get?" And then drops it back down to the ground again.
I got some water for our friend when he wakes up. Took me a little while to find in the carnage. I wink at them.
Okay.
I tap my sort of like side, like what would be the inside pocket of my cloak, and I wink, and I just say,
"Okay, yeah,
this is for. Please,
all
would
right.
you?"
They nod, and then look at Nurk again, and look back up at Artigan and shrug.
I'm assuming, yeah. Can I try and wake Nurk in some way?
Yeah, you can use the hydration leaf and like get it on like a scrap of cloth and basically like cool his head down so he starts waking up. You can do that.
Yeah, I'll try and do what I can to like help and give Stratis a few pointers as to how to like look after someone.
So Nurk, as you come awake, you feel two very obvious things: a sharp, splitting pain in your hand that doesn't run very far past your kind of past your forearm, and also a very sharp pain kind of in your, or it feels more like a headache to you. You're not immediately aware of what happens as you kind of open your eyes. It's blurry and you don't notice straight away that you no longer have depth perception, because obviously you're not expecting it. You've woken up and one of your eyes doesn't work, and that hasn't quite computed to you yet.
Be like, yeah, that's keeping that drum. It's powerful. Everything looks weird. Do I look weird?
Well,
you look weird.
You're still you. That's the main thing.
I wanted to turn. Carry on. Sorry, carry on.
I go to stand up and go to walk a bit, and I'm like just tripping over stuff, and I'm like, yeah, something's definitely a bit fucky.
Easy. Magic is a difficult thing to understand and dangerous if misused.
I'm guessing you snapped me out of that again.
Well, I did what I could, but the magic has done some lasting damage.
That's fine. I'm old enough to take it, and I'd like pat him like, cheers, buddy.
Huddle's turned around at this point, just introduced the conversation with, "You've lost your fucking eye."
Yeah, it's very obvious to Hoddle. Like, one of his eyes is there, and he's got his eyelid open for the other eye, but there is just a cavity, and you see kind of like.
Yeah. I've like I turn around, drop one of the ponies, and just go. Like, there's like they're obviously like really reassuring him. Like, it's okay, take a seat, everything's gonna be fine. Like, you've lost your fucking eye. What the fuck?
At that point, I'll be like,
It's
There's nothing
shit.
there.
Wait, traveled up your arm like that.
I want to. Oh no! I'm gonna frantically look around for something I can see my reflection in.
There's like a few like nice like basically beads around the skeletal form of Ramen that you imagine were once attached to a silver chain, but obviously the silver wasn't warded, so was zapped.
Okay, so I'm like storing around his cupboard. I'm like pulling books off shelves. I'm like looking for like really panicky, looking for something. I eventually find the corpse and look and like, I check my own eyes in the thing. I then slump with my back against like the tomb, like. Oh, that was close.
So Nurk, any abilities or skill chests you make that directly require you to have good vision? So like shooting a bow or like sword fighting and parrying and stuff, you take a -2 dice penalty to that.
okay.
Oh, we really fucked him.
You took
just
his
told me-
eye.
You just told me I get a negative to fighting. So far, I haven't used a weapon. So as well, I'm guessing no longer pride.
What was your pride?
I have honest eyes. Technically, now is
just cross out eyes and put eye.
just yes, yeah.
Wasn't your only
After-
weapon a sling?
After I've got some other bits, but I haven't ever really used it to attack anything. After a bit and like feeling that it's not there, the tomb where the bard is, does he still have like his old robes that are sort of moth bitten maybe on him?
Yeah,
Looking
so
at-
what's there is now like his skeletal remains. But like yeah, there is like the kind of bits that are left of like a fine silk shirt, but basically like there's a big cutout on the kind of side. But he's a dwarf as well, so his clothes are quite small.
I'll take some of that, rip it up to the bits that look nicest, and put it into like a sling eye patch around me.
He
so it
had
doesn't
like
get
this
things in
nice
it.
like big belt sash thing that was made of like multicolored kind of fabrics and like fake like kind of gold inlay. And it's kind of like cyan blue and gold. And you can easily wrap that round as like an eye patch.
I turn to Hoddle and go, Hoddle, do I still look handsome?
No. I guess we have to call you honest eye from now.
I like that. Matches my tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems
Opposite sides.
unhygienic. It's just on a
I look
deck now.
around where we're currently standing.
I go,
Suits you, my friend.
I guess I'm not going to be piloting the ship anymore.
Speaking of which, how is the ship? Where's Clara? GM?
Clara, you haven't seen her in a while. The only person who has is Hoddle, and you notice that she was trying to break into these like big clay pots with her like bone saber that was down like one of the alleys. You didn't ask her at the time because you thought she was grave robbing, but you haven't heard from her since then, and you've checked like a few of these alcoves now.
Right. Does Hoddle say, I'm guessing? Or...
Up to Hoddle.
You haven't asked in character. Do you? You asked the GM where she was. That was all.
Oh. Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, if you asked,
Sorry,
yeah.
guys.
Yes, if you'd asked, I would say yeah.
Hoddle. Seen Claret? I'll ask you.
I put like three alcoves with one of them. She's stealing stuff.
Oh, okay then.
That way somewhere.
Cool.
As you say that, she steps out. She goes, "Guys, what do you fucking think?" And she's like draped in a bunch of different silks, holding what you imagine has turned to vinegar, but like a wine bottle, like a big like pompadour-esque like hat with a big old fucking like feather in that's all been like rotted and eaten. Like you can see there's like mealworms and stuff hanging off the silks that she's fucking wearing. But if this wasn't rotting, it would look immaculate, like so fine. And also holding in the other hand like a loot. What do you think? New captain's outfit.
I mean, it's definitely something.
I've seen worse.
You've lost your fucking eye.
Yeah. Did you find that loot?
Yeah, it was in the fucking jars.
Don't play it. He played a drum and lost his eye.
She keeps looking at the loot, then back to you, and then we just
My fingers
hear-
fucking hurt too.
Is she like a child looking at something and you're like, no?
We hear the smash of the wine bottle as Clara like very quickly plays something and then like looks around, and nothing happens. You made me fucking drop my wine. What do you mean don't play it? It's fine.
I then turn to Doug. Doug, check your eye. Is it back?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
The eye isn't back, but sure.
No.
Yeah, Clara like throws the loot against the wall. It smashes into pieces. She walks back up to you like covered in those silks. Should we fucking get going, or does someone else want to cut out their goddamn eye?
Are we ready? Is the ship free and ready to sail?
Wait, I was supposed to be doing that. I'm gonna be honest, I was grave robbing. Never miss an opportunity to grave rob. That's my fucking life advice to you.
Well, it would appear that that none of us have currently been grave robbing. So maybe if you've had your fill, maybe we could all have ours, and you can get on with freeing the ship.
I mean, I don't think I can free the ship myself. As the captain, I feel like it's my job to delegate that.
He sort of like, I was gonna like nods, just slowly, with a sort of, all right.
Why is there a bunch of bird shit on my ship? She looks over and points. Where all the birds were kind of lining, there's a few like...
I'm not gonna lie to
Must
you.
have been the drum.
Oh.
Must have been the drum.
Can you give me a manipulation roll, please, Ortiz?
Oh, fuck. Okay, let's see.
When in doubt, blame it on the boogie.
Is that to all of us?
Yes.
Can I roll an insight then?
Yes. I'm not gonna make I'm not gonna make an insight roll for Clara.
Okay,
That's fine.
I had to, cause I forgot, I didn't realize that we'd have consequences of the drum to deal with, and I went and I put all of my attributes back. My best, so I've now brought it back down to my best guess of where we were at 2 weeks ago. And I think I was out of empathy.
Oh, you've rested.
And I
since
have
then
no
when everyone
skill
was
in
getting,
manipulation. We have definitely rested.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
saying
Okay,
rested
so
in the
it is all back.
in the drum. Yeah.
Okay, so all right, that's fine then. All right.
You want to push it?
Oh,
I'll roll mine
Ooh,
after.
just
Well
push
done.
it.
yeah, I'm gonna push it.
Push it
We'll
real
take the empathy
good.
damage. The shame of lying to your companions
Yeah.
hits you deep in your empathy.
I'll use my incorruptible skill against the manipulation for the insight roll.
And what does that do? Sorry.
It gives me a +1 to the insight roll,
Oh, nice.
and I'll push nothing. 2 lots of nothing.
The shock of losing your eye is kind of clouding your ability to think about if someone's lying or not. It's not that you could easily see through that lie on a normal day, but right now you got bigger
Nothing.
fish to fry. Claret's
Yeah.
like, what the it was a drum of eye removal and fucking bird shit. What kind of fucking magic item is that? Fuck me.
I know, but we should totally use it in the future.
God, yeah, we fucking should. It'll just remove motherfucker's eye. Although we should get someone else to play the bastard. Otherwise, you'll have no fucking
Maybe.
eyes.
I feel like it was about to do something else, and instead it sort of just blew me up a bit, and then I was out. So,
Where the fuck
you
did the
know,
bird shit
I'm
come
ready to
from?
give it another go.
How did that? Fuck me. We're fucking magic, man.
I imagine it came from the sky. You know, where the birds come from.
Do I fucking look like a moron to you?
A little bit.
Everyone knows that birds, like turtles, are born in the sand, not in the fucking sky. They obviously came from the fucking sand like turtles. Everyone fucking knows that. Fucking telling me fucking birds are born in the sky. Fuck me. Born in the sand.
Jesus' eyes just get humongous. And they look at Artigan like, I can't. I don't. What do we do here?
Right,
Captain.
let's get on the fucking ship.
Well,
Who's driving this time? It's not me.
if we still have some time, Captain, before the ship is fully free and operational, I could always go on and try and find us some drinking water. I believe we still have a couple of days' travel, and it might be beneficial.
Claret reaches into these silks and pulls out her she's got like a flask full of water, and she kind of like sloshes it around and goes, "I'm fucking fine. I don't give a fuck."
I'm ready to go and search for water on your order, Captain.
But I'm
I
not.
also flash like the flap of my backpack where I'm keeping my succulent leaf. Like, Yep.
Do you need water? Are you asking me permission to get water?
Look at where we are. Do you not think it would be wise to have more than enough?
More than enough. Fuck, you got no sense of adventure, friend. More than let's get on the shit. Let's fucking go. We've been hanging out of this tomb. Literally nothing interesting has happened. It's not like we've met some kind of interesting character who's taught us and given us some magical gift. That would be fucking crazy. We've been sat in this fucking tomb for like an hour and a half waiting for that fucker to get back up because he hit a worm so hard his fucking biceps exploded. Then your friend played a magical instrument and birds shat on my ship. The fuck do you mean we need water? We need to get the fuck out of here. This seems like bad vibes.
Artigan's eyes are now exactly the same size as Critice's.
You know what? This has to be the first time that I agree with Claret. So yeah, let's fucking move.
Very well.
I'll just be 2-6, by the way.
Awesome.
My door.
Can
She's the one who hired us.
Back in 2-6.
as Claret gets on the ship, she notices some of the like bird corpses and just like goes over and like kicks them off with her foot. Goes, what kind of fucking drum summons birds and fucking takes eyes? Fuck me. Right. Mr. Ironheart, get the fucking mainsail. And Stratees, can you fucking get on the wheel? Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay. Sure.
I will take the wheel, Captain.
Okay.
You'll take. Well,
No.
fuck me. I
No.
guess I'm not in charge anymore. Stratees, get on the fucking wheel. She like throws a bottle down and then like goes into the cabin, and you just don't see her for a few hours. If you want to change roles, that's chill. She's not coming out.
No, that's
Are
good.
you
I
okay?
didn't really have anything to do before Nurk lost his eye, so.
Awesome. Right, I'm not going to make you do any rolls apart from resource dice. So, can everyone make me 3 resource dice rolls for their resources? If you've got nothing, let me know, because you're going to take on a stats effect.
How do you want us to do this? Because I've
Let's do
got
it
food
one at a
and
time. Let's do water for you first, Nurk, and we'll go around and do water for everyone.
So I can turn up to D6 units of vegetable, meats, fish, and food resources. Cooking with a fire, and it takes a quarter day. So I could do that for everyone.
Have you got
could
the
use-
supplies for that?
I have 1 res D8 rations.
Let's say that you're able to find enough roots and stuff, so we won't make food rolls throughout the journey. You'll be able to stop every night, make a quick dish that's like some cactus, and some like root vegetables that you managed to dig out of the sands and stuff. Everyone,
Sweet.
no one now, because you've got that, no one has to make a food roll, but water still needs to be rolled. So 3 water tests from everyone just to make sure you don't run out. We'll start with Nurk.
So 1 res d6, and you want me to do it 3 times, yep?
Yes, please.
What's 1 res d6? I don't understand.
Resource
Resource.
dice.
Oh, I see.
So
see.
one-
Resources can go up and down. You've run out of water on the second day. We'll deal with that in a second. Artigan, can you do the first 2 days? Please?
What's this based on? Is it based on how much water we've personally got?
Yes. I will tell.
I ran out of water on Thursday.
You run out of water on the first day. We'll deal with that in a second. Jeez, can you roll 1 day of water, please?
I actually don't have one of my own. I was drinking out of other people's.
You run out of water on the first day. Cool. So
Okay.
you've not got the thirsty condition, Artigan, and neither has Mod King for now. You would get that on the second day. Can you make me how many resource dice do you have in water?
I've got 1d6.
Roll the 1d6. Roll 1 res d6. Cool, you're good. So, Morgan's character takes the thirsty condition. Are you going to bring that up to everyone that you literally can't have been thirsty? Or are you just going to let yourself have the condition and not bring it up? Not be a bother?
Oh yeah, no, I'll bring it up for sure. Yeah, I'll bring it up to Art again.
Cool.
Just gonna cough real loudly and make big eyes at Art again.
Love it.
Is that going to do anything with the information that their fellow crew member is very thirsty?
I'm thinking again, brain fried.
Brain fried.
Brain fried, long work day. Sorry.
Long day, brain fried. So basically, you guys can keep going and you'll get to the city. You'll just end up with the thirsty condition and the first negative thing that happens in thirsty. 1 damage to strength and agility when you get to the town. That's all you'll hit by the end of it. Are you fine with that, or do you want to look for water in the desert?
That's what
Very
I
hard
would
to do.
probably. I would probably ask again just to try and see what I can find, just to see if we can get anything.
Question to DM. On my items list, there is a water skin. Is that just going to be the water skin itself, or would it contain water?
It would just be the skin itself.
Yeah, that's what I was going under, so that's fine.
Yeah, because you obviously can't just keep pulling out water because that would just kill the resource game.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You want to try and find water, Jordan?
Well, yeah, might as well.
Awesome. So, have you got survival as a skill?
Yes, I do.
Cool. You managed to convince everyone to kind of slow the shit down. Can you give me a survival roll? For this to go out without a hitch, you're in the middle of the fucking Silt Sea. You have no idea what you'll find. Can you give me a roll? I need 3 successes for you to find water perfectly fine, or 2 for a risky success.
We'll try and push that. Well, 3 successes, but 2 wits damage.
Cool, so what you find is a set of cactuses in the desert. And as you're very carefully peeling off all the spines, you keep just gently nicking yourself, and that's what's causing the wisdom kind of degradation in yourself. But you manage to get enough water that you can get to Barcoon without running out of water. But that'll be it. Once you're there, you will need to restock.
So we've still lost the resource dice, but we can get there without the thirsty condition.
Yeah, you don't have resource dice in water. You just have enough to get there. Just enough.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So, approaching Barcoon, what we see is these 3 giant black craggy rock kind of jutting out of the sand. And on these massive kind of, they're almost like vertebra and a spine. On those, the town is kind of built in tiers. with the lowest of the rocks being like a bunch of shanty towns. The second rock being what looks to be like a little bit more built up, kind of like they're almost like kind of Arabian Nights-esque style buildings. So they've got like the big dome roofs and the long towers that are like centrally cooled by basically the air. And the final thing looks like a big palace, including like a giant like what looks to be almost like a temple kind of thing, but you don't imagine it's used for religious purposes because a lot of people aren't kind of religious on the fragments. They've got a very obvious navy mold outside of the bottom of the three outcrops, and you notice that all of the docks are around that bottom outcrop. You're approaching the town of Barcoon. As you're approaching, Claret steps out onto the deck and goes, "Fuck, I remember this place. I think I've got a warrant, or I handed in a bounty. One of the two. Definitely have dealt with the law.
That's not good.
Or it is good, and they think I'm a bounty hunter. I was a bounty hunter for a while. Then I committed too many crimes.
So the bounty hunter has a bounty against them. Are you still a bounty hunter? Could you hand yourself in and get the reward?
I don't think that's how that works, but that'd be fucking rad.
We could.
Nobody cut that little fucking face off.
I'd slap her on the back and go, "I'm just kidding, lass. Let's go."
Hi, you fucking best be. If there's anyone surviving from this crew, I'll tell you it's me, because that's what happened to the last 6. Yeah, this is
Should we give you another name so we're not calling you by your name here?
We should call me
Scarjo.
Redless.
Redless.
You know, because claret, red, more, less. Smart. Like alludes to the fact that I'm still Claret Moore, you know?
I just have a quick aesthetics question. Is she still wearing all the rotten clothes that she got from the tomb? And
but the like maggots and stuff have devoured even more of it, so it's just less of the stuff. Still the big hat, but the feathers now like lost half of its like little feathery bits.
I'm sure we definitely won't draw attention.
I can probably sell some of this stuff, and then she like wipes some maggots off of it. Probably sell some of this stuff.
Hey, don't want those down. Those are good eating.
You pick them up and start eating them.
Yeah, it's food source right now. Maybe we should hang on to it.
It's not bad, is it? As you approach Barcoon, you're greeted into the dock. You don't have to pay a tax. They will moor you for free. You notice that the man on the dock is a very well-dressed gnoll. And he's got several kind of human helpers and also some Krilli are kind of running around. But unlike in Cavasar, where you saw they were obviously running errands for someone, the Krilli here seem to be checking ship manifests by themselves. And then basically like really quickly flicking through them. If they find something, they'll circle it and then add it to a stack. That's what they're doing. And you're basically greeted by a very fancy gnoll. Hello? How can I help you? Mooring for a long time?
I look over to Claret Moore and be like, "I like this place already. How long we mooring for, Captain?"
Fuck, we need to find my friend. His name is Karkin. He's a ruthless fucking pirate. This guy, scary. Fucking covered in tattoos. In fact, that's what we need.
2 days max.
Probably
in and out. Yeah.
Yes, we can definitely moor you for that. Oh yeah. And he fills out the paperwork, hands you a slip, and he's like, "I assume you're the captain."
To Nurk? No, but I'll
killed my throat.
Captain is behind me, but I'll happily handle any mooring restrictions for her. I've done it before.
He looks over at the captain, and looks over at you, and looks over back at the captain. He's like, "Okay."
It's more of a democracy, this ship. We all decide where it goes, but we have a captain to steer the helm.
He leans in very closely to you and he goes, "So you're not bringing these two in for the reward?"
Okay, look, go even closer and go. Wait, these two?
He tries to very slyly point at Artigan.
Oh yeah, I'll go. What's the reward and what was it for?
Jin's offering payment for Jabari. All very fucking hush-hush, though. Only amongst nobility. And he kind of points at you and him.
Okay. Not yet. He's our... Oh, he's dying. I'll go. He's one of our, hands. He's one of our... He's one of ours.
Jabari too.
Yeah.
He's one of ours.
Realised.
The captain, trustworthy, keep her up there. But I'll bear in mind.
He pauses for a second, writes something on a slip of paper, and pushes it towards you across the desk.
Oh yeah, glance at it.
It says on it, you could take the money, or they will take them for free. And now that you're looking around, you're not actually seeing any Jabari on the docks. They're rare, but they're not so rare that you wouldn't see them at a major port.
Fuck. Who do we go see about handing in the money?
It's in the upper city.
Upper city. Who should I ask for?
Magistrate.
Magistrate. And what was your name, bud?
Reginald Longston.
Amazing name.
So, just love how Nurk's name is completely different than most null names we've been given so far. Love it.
It's not most null names. It's this specific place's nulls.
Yeah. I'll even go. Thanks very much for the info, mate. We'll go see him as soon as. And what I'll do is I'll shake his hand and turn back and pull Artigan and Claret in and pull them in close and go. They are buying up Jabari off people. And, our friend Reginald over there said that if we don't sell you, they will just take you. I feel like you two are going to have an issue in this town. Obviously,
I think we should fucking kill them all. What do you think, Artigan? And like, she's very obviously got her hand on her like bone rapier at this point. I think we can take a whole city. What do you think? The kind of anger, like reckless look, like flashes in her eyes.
Artigan kind of like his shoulders like slump, like it's almost like a familiar stance. He looks at Clara and goes, I've never been able to handle myself in a fight. Normally when I hear rumors like this, I just run. I have my arcane ways, but I can't handle fights. I've never been one for them. You, on the other hand, seem to be much more capable. You might be all right, but maybe it's best if I
Do you wanna
try.
You've still got the tablet. Do you want to use that at any point?
So we've been out for 3 days, haven't we?
Yes.
Can we sort of maybe flashback? Because I probably would have wanted to look at it at one evening, sort of privately. So I don't know if you'll
Let's
allow
flash back to that because it will help you here.
Okay, let's see what he'll. I know Stratis expressed an interest in it, but I think initially he'd want to look at it just on his own, just to see what it is and make sure it's not like dangerous in any
You've
way.
seen these kind of magical tablets before, and it's very obvious that you need to crack it, and that will release whatever spells in it. From the sigils that you can look at, because you've obviously got infinite time, you're not under any stress, and you are a magician, you can just read them. It's very obviously going to impart some knowledge on you, and it's very obviously a druidic tablet. You think it's a very powerful one. It's basically like a shortcut to a teacher. Basically, how these things are made is a bunch of people will basically sit for days high off their brains, chanting, forming magical energy to impart their knowledge into the clay tablet that's held inside. And what this usually means is the spirits of those druids, if they are now dead, will be able to come and impart the knowledge on you. But because there was so many of them, you're going to have to choose which ones to listen to. That's what you glean.
Okay, then. So after examining it back and forth, looking at the willpower crystals that are embedded in the sides, a bit of a real yearning feeling in his head. Does he see any way that he can recover those after he cracks this, or are they going to be expended?
You imagine that's what's going to power the spell. The willpower crystals themselves, so you don't have to spend willpower. Once you crack it, they're what powers the device. They're going to be used up. So basically, it's so druids didn't have to create magic items that will kill the user. Because obviously they have to drain life force, right? They embedded willpower crystals in to be instantly used to cast.
Yeah. We'll say then, if you'll allow, like the first night he'll examine it, and then the second night it'll take some time, but he'll muster up the courage for it. And then again alone, make sure no one's around, and he'll just break it on his thigh.
As you break it, you feel a massive surge of energy run through you. Next time you cast a spell, roll on the magic mishap table. That's how much power is in this. However, choose 2 Druid Disciplines and gain 1 level in each. If you already have a level, then you can upgrade it into another level. So you could have, if you already have level 1 spells and things, you can have level 2. That's what you get. Choose 2. As the spirits impart that knowledge upon you.
Nice.
Turns out, ripping out one of your fellow party members' eyes, very good for you. Awful for them, very good for you.
Out of game, I'm making a personal apology now to Sam. Really sorry about that.
Fine.
But now this is cool. I'm really sorry, mate.
So if you want to take Shield Ranger to do things, now would be the point.
It makes you feel worse knowing Sam's actually blind in one eye.
Yeah.
I genuinely didn't know that, so
I didn't know
that's
that.
kind of on
I didn't make that a plot thing, but fine.
You made his role-playing character. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Ben, as well. I've got scouting. How will that work for me now? Would it just take me longer?
It would either you can either take longer to do it and have it the same, or you're going to take that same 2BA penalty.
Okay.
I didn't think they just straight.
I'll just
I thought
warn
it was
y'all.
going to take more convincing to take your eye. Than, I guess he's unconscious, but
more convincing than you mentioning to me twice a week for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be episode 7, not episode 5.
Patrice just ran up to her again and was like, yeah, he's unconscious now. Do you want to He's just okay. Well, you said he's feeling the overwhelming presence from this druid woman. He's like, I guess I gotta.
I gotta warn y'all though. I mean, Chris, as soon as Curtis finds out that this is what the result of him giving away the eye is, Curtis is gonna start thinking what they'll get in return for removing other people's appendages. So you just gotta, be careful now.
I don't have to be very reckless right now. It would really suck if Artagan lost their tongue and couldn't cast spells, wouldn't it?
Sign language.
So, are we flipping back to?
Yeah, we're going to flip back.
So I'll go Oddle.
Yeah, I'm down here.
I'd usher him to come over. Right, we should at least proceed through the town as if we're taking them to the magistrate to sell them. if we can't hide them.
I'm
And then
sorry.
we
When
find
was?
someone to hide them.
I don't remember this being my problem. When was this a
Yeah.
week?
See, I feel like me and you
No,
running
no.
this ship will
No,
probably
no,
win a ground.
no, stop. Let's stop.
What?
Just because you and your fucking Knoll buddy have, sorted this deal for you to sell these two Jabari, I don't see where I'm cut in here. Am I gonna get some of the money?
Oddle, we're not going to sell them. The problem
What?
is, if we don't act like we're selling them, they're going to get taken anyway. So either way, these two are in a bit of hot water. So
No.
we should.
No, I didn't.
You want to sell them, don't you?
I didn't want to say anything.
You want to sell them, don't you?
I'm not the brightest spark in this on this land, but you hit a drum.
Yeah.
And your eye and hand are gone. When your hand's there, but yeah. I sort of look around and contemplate saying it. We go, your eye was there when I left you.
But how you mean? I had it, and it wasn't the drum.
I mean, I hit the drum. It didn't take my eye.
So wait. So I hit drum. I pass out. Happens a few times, you know. Usually there's alcohol involved. But I had my eye. Then you saying you were doing some of the shit. Came back, I didn't have an eye.
You just
Yes.
broke the DM.
Well, I don't know what to do with that information. Where did it go?
I don't know. I was looking at I'll be honest. I was reading lady poems.
Any good ones?
I just opened my robe and I took two.
Nice.
There's one of them that's like one of those artistic poems where it's like a poem that makes the shape of a person. So it's like it's like a sexy lady poem, but it's like it makes the silhouette of a sexy lady on the page.
It's pin-up concrete poetry, baby.
Yep, it sounds like the one I'd take.
Give me 2 seconds, I'll be back. Just gotta open the door for the missus. She finished early.
I had
Blah,
early.
blah,
That's
blah,
good.
because he just found out that his eye wasn't taken out by the fucking spell.
Juicy
I
shit
thought
happening
Huddle
here.
loved Critique.
Timing of all this.
Well, I don't know what happened either.
You
I'll
just
go
know
to Huddle.
definitely had his eye when you left him.
Yeah.
I'll to nod and go, okay, so what he's saying is my eye went walkabout in between me hitting the drum and waking up. So I woke up. Artigan and Tratis were helping heal me up. Claret Moore was missing.
I mean, it could have been Claret. It could have been. It could have been the other two. I don't know. I mean, it could have been fucking
Could have been
insect
worms.
or a rat. I weren't there.
I could have lost it earlier in the day. I'm pretty careless. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense.
Have you checked your pockets?
I'll go into the knapsack and be like,
You pull out a like glass eye, but it's not your eye. It's just a glass eye.
all right,
You've got it. You found it.
you know, I turned my eye into a glass eye.
Is that what the drum does?
I'm very confused on this drum's magical powers at this point. I definitely want to use it again.
Claret leaves
should
it and
use
goes,
it
it's
again."
weird that it also summoned bird shit, right? Like, that's a weird spell. Take an eye and summon bird shit.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that.
This is now called Knoll Shitslinger, and we're gonna see what it does next time I use it. Either way,
It's
we should.
recharged, by the way, if you do want to use it.
Last time I used it, I got hurt. I'm not gonna do it straight away.
It's been like 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm keeping it close by. It's my Hail Mary. But I'll go anyway. Hold on. I'll deal with that later. I'll have to question people. You know, use my amazing wits to get the information out. Either way, we should proceed through the town as if we're selling them. And if we can hide them somewhere with a friend or in a house, we do that. But me, you, and Treatise might have to take the lead.
Right, yeah, we're gonna pretend to sell them.
Yeah, unless it's good. Unless it's good money.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll hide them with a friend.
Yeah.
So as you're walking through Lower Town, it's kind of slummy. There's a bunch of
I just need to ask before we carry on. Did you blink or wink?
I winked with the eye that's behind the cover. So,
Yes.
So Lower Town's kind of shantytown-esque. There's a bunch of bars as you're walking up. Mostly you see here humans and Krilli. You see no Jabari, which is weird. You might see one dwarf scurrying around, maybe two. As you go up to what they call the High City, High Town, it's all gnolls. They're living in these like really like massive palatial mansions. They're all dressed in like fine silk with like faux gold trim. They're wearing like glass rings on every finger. You've seen a couple of them that have like replaced their like front fangs with like jade fangs. They're very clearly a high society thing. And the magistrate, when you approach, is wearing what looks to be like a leopard print coat, and is sat there with like a giant bone axe, but the bone has been like intricately carved. And it's kind of more of a sigil office than anything else.
what race is the magistrate? Gnoll.
No. Everyone in Hightown is a gnoll.
I like this. I turn to Huddle before we like approach the magistrate and go, who was the dude talking, me or you? Treatise, do you want to do talking? And
I step forward.
I just pat Huddle on the back and go, if you need a drum beat, let me know.
Oh dear.
I'm suddenly imagining him beatboxing.
Have I been here before?
Can you beatbox, Sam?
Do you want to have been to Barcoon before?
How new is the city?
It's pretty old. Although the Jabari thing's pretty new.
What about the Knoll High Society? How new is that?
Not that new. That's been there since pretty much the start of this. So
Okay.
basically, if you have been here before, do you want to have been here before?
It makes no difference to me, but more I'm looking to see if I would have. Obviously, I've lived.
Let's say that you
most
have.
likely.
Let's say that you
Okay.
have, so you'll have heard stories. So Barcoon was the place where the skiff was invented by the Gnolls. They were the
Right.
first people to invent the skiff, and basically the first people to be able to trade vast distances across the fragment. Because of this, the Gnolls of Barcoon got very fucking rich, and as such, they built Hightown. Basically, it's a place where they can spend all their money, they can live in big palaces, and they can earn basically the wealth off of their original invention of the skiff. Lowtown is basically there as workers' accommodation for people building skiffs. The biggest output of this town is skiffs. Interestingly enough, the sovereign of Barcoon isn't a Gnoll. You know that the sovereign of Barcoon is a Krilli called Jin.
Interesting.
Never really seen out in the town, you've noticed. Unlike some other sovereigns who like to have like big parades and stuff, Jin keeps to the sovereign palace, which is the final outcrop.
Okay, so I step forward. Is it like, do we have an audience with them, or is it like busy?
You've kind of come in. They're sat on a big like throne-esque chair with their axe, because the Gnolls more manage the city than the sovereign in this kind of case. He's kind of sat on a throne, taking basically court of people coming in with their issues. But you've come on a relatively quiet day, so you're like the only people
Okay.
there.
So I can't just step up and talk.
Yeah.
Great Knolls of Hightown.
Yeah, well, this one's starting off wonderfully. I love that. Yes.
The name's Oddle Ironheart. You probably tell by my little legs, I'm a dwarf.
Ah, very rare. We appreciate that. Love something rare. See this axe here? Very rare.
I must say, this is my third time visiting this great town, and it amazes me every time how far you've brought your species.
Well,
I commend you. I respect it.
It's a weird thing to say to someone, but yes, we have done well.
I was there. I was there when your kind came scurrying out of their little holes, blood in the sands.
This is a very offensive thing for you to say to me right now. I want you to know that. Like, I'm offended.
Yeah, I'm
This
a
is not
little
going
offended
well
too.
for me.
Yeah.
You've come a long way, and I respect it. Whilst my people, well, the reverse happened, didn't it?
Yes, you could say this is a weird way to start an address to a magistrate. I want you to know that. Like, it's usually like, oh, this guy, we got in a drunken bar fight and he punched my wife and I think he should be in the stocks. Like, that's usually the kind of thing we deal with here. This is very odd.
Well, as you said, I'm very rare. Therefore, this requires a rare conversation.
Well, I'm interested, obviously. My day's usually pretty boring, so not much crime happens. Old Jin usually does the old spooky magic. It's pretty cool. So I assume you're here to represent your employer, your friend, and he gestures over to Nurk.
Yeah, he's a friend.
Oh, what house
Wow.
are you from, sir? He waves over.
That's
I just put my hand up and I go, it's very rude. You're talking to me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Continue, please, Ra. So sorry.
I guess I'll just get straight to the point because you, yeah, I'm sure you really, sort of look around mockingly. Very busy.
He like gets a grape off of a plate of grapes and like puts it in his mouth and starts chewing. He's like, they're terribly busy, so terribly.
So, why don't we start with, why you're taking all the Jabari?
He like looks at you like dead silent for a second, and then kind of looks around, makes sure no one's here, and it's like leans kind of in, but like you're obviously not close to him. He kind of leans and he's like, well, because that's the order we've been given.
By
Who needs them?
That's the,
The sovereign, yes.
yeah.
Usually she doesn't mandate anything for the city, but
Strange.
they want an audience with all the Jabari, so
Well, these Jabari are, I look back and
Us.
just go, they're currently our friends.
well, as Papa always
think-
told me, everything has a price. So name your price, we'll pay it. Obviously, quite a rich city.
Oh, well, we have in fact come here for, and sort of stop and go, look back at Clara and just go, why the fuck are we here again?
We need the map from Karkin.
Ah,
Got it
yeah,
tattooed on his back.
turn back. We're looking for a man with a map tattooed on his back.
Name?
His name was I just like slyly look behind me, right back at Clara again.
Karkin.
Tarkin?
Karkin with a K.
Parker?
Your Honor, sorry. Name was Karkin. Like with a K. Karkin. And he like looks. And he looks at you and he's like, You think Karkin has like a tattoo? He's like a monk. Why would he have a tattoo? He's in like long fucking robes.
You never know someone's past.
Maybe we're wrong, but that's definitely who we're looking for.
Well, he's in the low town. He's doing charity work or something. We've had a few dealings.
Okay.
He keeps like disturbing the peace or whatever. It's not
I
great.
think what my
I'm really sorry, but my hearing is not quite what I used to be. And then I start to approach. I want to get within whispering distance.
You can get within whispering distance. I'll let you know.
Okay. Are you offering any metal for the Jabari?
How many have you got? 2?
Yeah.
He leans back and like flicks through like a book that's like very clearly a ledger. And he looks over at the Jabari companions. He goes, sure. I can give you 4-gram necklace.
We'll be in touch.
Awesome. Ra, obviously. That's so good. Well, I'll be seeing you, and he points over at Artigan and Claret later, I assume, when you hand yourselves in. Awesome. Cool.
As
we'll
part
be
of that
watching you.
whispering at the end, I also ask where the monk is.
Low Town, there's a little chapel in the Low Town.
Okay.
Awesome. Cool.
And then as I'm walking around, I'm loudly going, "Okay, thank you for the information about the monk. Really appreciate it. I'd also appreciate if you just left us alone for now. That would be great."
I mean, we know where your ship is. We're not letting you leave, but I mean, as long as you hang them in before you leave, everything's fine. Awesome. Cool. Enjoy your stay.
How loud
all
did
of
he
you.
say that?
Did he say that so we can
It's
clip?
just basically just saying it out loud.
Cool. Okay.
As long as you hand them in before you leave, it's all good. Awesome.
I just go, yeah, and turn back towards the party and walking towards them, going,
Lovely meeting you all. Ra, so fun.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
At this point, when he's talking openly about handing in the Jabari, can I try and use insight to gauge the reaction from everyone else around me and see what their kind of feel is when he says
Ooh.
handing them in?
Give me a roll.
Taking any wits damage I have.
Fuck. So.
And what did everyone have for breakfast based on the colour of their eyes?
Right, so. Stratis, how do you feel about handing in the Jabari?
You're muted, Mike.
"We've lost your mic."
You're muted.
Mike. Sorry, I can lip read. That was an oh, sorry.
Sorry.
There we go.
Yeah, no. Mildly offended, but and skeptical, but not acting like they're maybe gonna get in the way. Like there's room for this to be allowed, but
Awesome. How's Hoddle feel about handing in the Jabari?
Puddles is on the fence about it. He's thinking more about handing in, thinking of a way where he can offer up the captain and not Artigan. However, he's also apprehensive about the fact that can he actually trust any of them?
Awesome. How does Nurk feel about handing in the Jabari?
I am quite opposed to it. Opposed to the idea of, indentured servitude. And you see just general uneasy unrest on my face around this amount of nulls
You
as
haven't
well.
seen them about, so you imagine they're not being used as indentured servants. Just so you know.
I mean, I'll caveat that to say that you can see the wheels turning in Stratis's head.
Awesome. Clara, obviously quite opposed to being handed into the authorities. And the magistrate's just doing his job.
I'm imagining Claret's not really staying quiet about it. It's not a subtle expression that Artigan's reading off her face. It's more of a, what the fuck are you talking about?
Clara is actually just, like, fingering a, like, obsidian dagger in her belt this whole time.
She's pretty sure we can take the whole city, so...
As we're walking away, can I just quickly double back to the magistrate?
Sure.
I'll double back and go, sorry, magistrate, I just had one more question. When the Jabari have been handed in, they taken to see the sovereign?
Oh, yeah, we don't keep them. We just take them straight up. We've been told that, you know, don't worry about it, just take them straight up.
Have they been coming back?
No. No. But, I mean, equally, I'm not going to take on a sovereign, are you? It's obviously a fucked up thing, but, yikes. I guess. Yeah. Thanks.
And I wave and go away.
Have a good day. Have a lovely day. All of you, have a nice day. He even, like, waves at Clara and Argan. He's real dumb. He's a real dumb guy.
I'll wave and I'll blow him a kiss on the way out.
Awesome. So, Strateese, do you still have any of those blood magic staves on you?
I have them, I think. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Nurk has them.
Have you got all of them?
Yes.
As you step out of the courthouse very briefly, you notice a direct line going from all of the staves forward, and this kind of like sickly red energy shooting to a place in Old Town that lasts for a few seconds and just everything dissipates again.
But I want to investigate that, Strateese.
What the fuck was that?
What the fuck was that indeed?
Is Nurk the only one that sees it?
No, you all see it. It's like an energy thing, like pulsation. It goes through you and objects, but doesn't affect anything. It's literally just like a direct line, and then for a few seconds it stops.
Strateese goes to Nurk and says, "Give me one of those. Give me one of those."
I throw one over.
And does the same thing happen with just the one of them?
Nothing happens yet. You can see that they're very clearly magical, and you know that the blood sorcerer sigil for blood is like in the, you know, because I described them as screaming mouths, in one of the screaming mouths.
Okay. They have a sharp end, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. They're gonna pierce themselves in the arm to get a little blood on it.
As you put a little blood on it, the straight line draws itself from all of the staves in the backpack directly to your line. You see some really faint ones coming in from the desert, and you see one coming directly from a house in Old Town. For a few seconds, and then everything stops.
We're going there. Just a matter of when.
Yeah, well, we gotta go down to Old Town to find the map monk. So
and I think
let's go.
That's where we're gonna end for today. That's a good place to end. You've got. Turns out Barcoon is an interesting location with lots of plot hooks. So
no, I knew you were going to say that.
Wow.
You know what? It's almost
Wow.
like it's
What a
just almost like
surprise.
you thought of it beforehand, Ben. Like you've come up with this world already.
Let's spend 3 episodes then just finding all of the plot hooks, but not doing any of them.
Oh.
You know, there's like an undead army summoning lich dragons, right? Maybe deal with fucking that at some point, but yes.
Currently, I'm going to sell the
interesting
Jabari.
plot hooks.
I'm going to sell Huddle. I'm going to be well off. So
You're gonna sell me?
Yeah,
I'm
to
sorry,
the other sovereign.
You're splitting that with Strateese.
Yeah, that other sovereign might have been a sovereign when you return, though.
What?
Crazy druid woman.
Crazy
The druid's gonna.
Shit, yeah. I didn't think of that.
Oh.
Yeah, remember
And we
when
made
she's
a
like,
phone.
it's an amplifier, so I can suck magical life force from a bigger area, maybe like a city. That'd be super useful if you're going to fight the Sovereign. You know, you could just suck out the life force of everyone who lived in their village and then kill the Sovereign.
Mm-hmm.
That would be
We
pretty
should
crazy.
definitely go back there at some point.
Cool. So let's do experience, everyone.
Hell yeah.
Did
Okay.
anyone participate in the game session? You all did. Gain an
I don't think I
XP.
did.
Yep.
You all travelled through at least one new hex, so you can gain an XP for that, and found a new adventure site, which was Barcoon, so another XP for that. Defeat one or more
Okay.
monsters. No combat this session, so nope.
Do my fingers count?
Nope. Did you find a treasure? Technically, no. You were given it.
Yeah.
Finding and being given it.
That's fine.
We traded for it.
Still, you didn't find one. You just given one.
What did we get?
I mean, we
I got it.
found
Oh,
Nurk's eyeball.
I don't think that's worth more than one
Saying how
gold.
much
Fucking
treasure.
skull. Love that. Did you build a function? No, because we don't have a stronghold. Did anyone activate their pride mechanically? No. Did anyone suffer from their dark secret? Someone asked about selling their friends for metal. So they can have their XP.
But he didn't suffer. He didn't suffer in return.
I mean,
He's going to make other people suffer.
I mean, Artigan knows
Yeah,
for
exactly.
a fact that that was the case. Now, so there's that. I'll also let Artigan have the XP for that, for going power hungry and cutting out a companion's eye.
Can I do mine because I have a general uneasiness around my one?
oh, we lost the crowd for a
You can
second
have
then.
one. You can have one, sure.
Yeah.
Why not? Did anyone risk their life for another PC? No, in fact, you all endangered your lives. Your own selves.
We just put everyone else. We just put each other in danger. Yeah.
Yep. Did anyone perform an extraordinary action of some kind? I mean, I will also give another one to Artigan because they have now forever changed the course of Kavasar political history.
Oh yeah.
Better believe it, bitch.
Is rolling 3 critical roll table within 5 minutes of a game count as an extraordinary
Oh, yeah,
action?
no.
I'm going
roll-
to say that was
rolling-
extraordinarily bad luck, so sure, have a point.
Rolling 2 65s in a row. I mean,
Question,
come on.
is that it for XP or is there any more?
That's the last question, yeah. Unfortunately.
What happens when I fill the sword?
You
Spend
should
it.
Spend some.
I don't want to. I just like
Why
collecting
are
it.
you holding XP?
He hasn't needed it so far. He's killed a purple one, punched a dragon.
He could
He's
be
doing
better
pretty
at
good.
killing purple worms and killing dragons, though.
I'm worried. I'm worried if I get any stronger, I'll break the mojo. You know.
What episode is it? Is this episode 5?
5.
I think so.
So next week
Yeah.
is our midweek talk about how we feel about the game. It's fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's come around fast.
That has come round fast.
Is that
Yeah, it
right?
has.
Is that 5?
Yeah, that's
fine.
5.
Yeah, this is number 5.
Oof.
Oofed.
Wow.
Getting old.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was everyone just sat there like I did, just thinking about how many, like, okay, we did that, then we did that.
Yeah. That's what I was doing. Yeah. So we had the dragon fight. Then we discovered
And
the city. Yeah, we discovered the city and Claret. Then we did something with Claret in the city.
Yeah, you did a bunch of Claret in the city. You went to go see the fortune teller. You met
It's like a role play heavy session.
Yeah.
Then we did then we did stealing the skiff, traveling across the desert in the thing, fighting the worm. That was a big episode.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
we had this one. Yeah, 5.
The episode where you
Crazy.
cut out Nurk's eye.
Yeah.
Awesome. So
Nice
next week we'll
for
talk about
nothing.
kind of how we think the campaign's going, our wants, what we like, what we don't like, that kind of stuff. So stay tuned for that next week. I guess we just do freaking outros now, guys. I hope you all had a wonderful time playing another episode of Sundered Realms. We shall start with Feel Like We Never Start With You, Morgan. So give your outro to the people, please.
Hi, I'm Morgan, aka Tempest. I do TTRPG content all over the internet, although most of my Twitter these days has been about arguing about whether or not a wrap is a sandwich. But I
Please, no,
do
we'll be on the screen for the next 20 minutes.
It is a sandwich, it's a type of sandwich, isn't it?
Actually, a sandwich is a type of wrap. But I am on Twitch, and
Not so bad, though.
Twitch. I do live world building and TTRPG and board game design content, and occasionally some APs on Mondays at 8 p.m. UK time.
Awesome. That's poll has got 14 minutes left, so I will give a definitive answer in a second.
You should
Is
link
it-
it in the chat.
Is it worth mentioning your charity
I'll do
stuff
it. You
yet,
keep
or do you want to leave
talking,
it till
I'll
next
link
week?
it.
Oh, charity stuff.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. That's correct. I am the lead producer for a charity event coming up, run by a community-run group called Roll for Good. It's Roll for Good on Twitch and on Twitter. And we have an event coming up on Halloween Day from 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. We're going to be streaming 4 tabletop role-playing games. We're going to start with one of our community members' own games called Overgrown. It's going to be a U-rated game. Then we've got a game of Glitter Hearts, run by our very own lead graphics designer. Then we've got a game of what's the next one? Beam Saber, run by another community member, Lee. And then we're going to end with some D&D, run by Schism Navigator, who is a new member of the community, and it should be really interesting. It's going to be a like Strahd based game, I believe. Definitely Ravenloft, a little bit of horror. I think he's going to go slightly off piste with it, but it should be really interesting. And we are currently looking for more players for all of our games. So if you go to Roll for Good at Twitter, that player sign up is going to be up there, and that's only up until Friday. So definitely get into signing up for that.
I need to have a look at if I want to play Overgrown. That's one that interests me.
Run
Gonna have
by
a look at
Yeah.
that.
It'll be fun.
Ben, right? Ben Newborn on Twitter.
Ben Newbin. Ben
Yes.
Newbin, yep.
Excellent person on Twitter. You should definitely
Yeah.
follow
Oh,
them.
and we're raising funds for Mind UK like we did in May. We raised like about £3,500 for Mind UK. So we're aiming for pretty much the same amount, even though we're only doing half the games. So, but I think we can really do it. We did really well in May.
I feel like
So.
everyone's like grown their community substantially since May.
Yes,
'Cause I was on the
absolutely.
one
And
in
just the
May.
general, and just the general organization behind the event is really a huge step up. So I think we can blow that last one out of the water, to be honest.
Awesome. Really great event. I recommend everyone go and watch that on
Yes.
it's the Sunday after Halloween, right? Oh, the
It
Sunday
is the Sunday of Halloween.
That's the one.
Yep.
So,
Yes,
right,
the Sunday is Halloween.
got it. Nice.
Yes.
We will jump down to Mr. Uninformed RPG himself for his shout out, please.
Very much, Ben. As I said before, I'm Uninformed RPG on YouTube and on Twitter at Uninformed RPG. I do YouTube videos about being a new player, basically, giving my tips and advice for new players, because I ain't been doing this as long as these guys. And I think it's nice to sometimes have a bit of a fresher perspective on things, and it's more easy to get into stuff. I think it's definitely helped me for sure. Even this, I've been doing this. I mean, my first GM game was a streamed game. I'm an idiot, but oh well. But yeah, and the best thing, obviously, about all of my YouTube videos is that they feature me as the sole, like, cast member. So it's obviously, like, just the greatest thing in the universe.
You fucking son of a bitch. You should actually go check out Jordan's
I
stuff,
am
though.
joking. I
He
love
is
Variant
great.
Rules, you know it.
Um,
Variant Rules OG, me, mate.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Original cast member. We will jump now down to our friend Sam at ModKing09. Please give us your sign off, my guy.
Yep, I've been Nick, and I am ModKing09. Sam, you can follow me over on Twitter at ModKing09, where I, earlier today, also got into the debate of is a wrap a sandwich. And follow me on Twitch at ModKing Gaming. It looks like I might be getting into a lot more game dev streams, and I think that's the best hint to go forward with. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Right, and then finally, our final cast member, the wonderful Sir Nade. Please tell the people where they can find you and where you are.
It's me. It's a Sunade. I set everyone the challenge that I do every week. Come find me. That's it.
Nice.
That's it. Come find me.
You're back streaming now. We should probably say that.
I am back streaming, so I'm even more findable. I've made it easier for you. You're welcome.
You're welcome, nerds. Awesome.
Well,
So,
nerds.
you can watch us, the Variant Rules cast, here on a Wednesday night over here on twitch.tv/theflickeringtorch. I'm having some problems with the YouTube integration since the big leak. So I will try and get the VODs out as quickly as possible now. But fucking, they're not letting me fucking do it. I hope you had a wonderful time. Follow me at The Flickering Torch. On Twitter for more wonderful times, and because there's only 12 minutes left, there's 9 minutes left on the survey. I say now here, the internet, this is gonna hurt, doesn't agree with me that a wrap is a sandwich, but it was very close. 41% of people, 41.3% of people had the correct opinion that a wrap is a sandwich. And 58.7% of people, some would say 58.7% of 100% of the bastards in the universe, said that it's not a sandwich. I think that was fine journalism there. You know, I didn't put a negative slant on anyone. So yeah, a wrap, not a sandwich, according to the internet. But you trust those guys? No, you fucking don't. We'll see you here next week for episode 5.5, where we do some little character moments with all the characters. So individual scenes, remember to suggest them to me within the week, guys. And also talk about how we think the game's going, what we want to see, what we like, what we didn't like, how we feel about the system, all of that good stuff next week. So, thank you all for watching. You're my goddamn favourite right there, you viewer. I'm not talking to anyone else. You might think I am. I'm talking to you. Love you. Soldier boy.
Crank that soldier boy.
You
crank that soldier.
Goodbye, everyone. Love you all a lot. Have a great week. Boy.
Later, guys.
Boy.